Hello, dear friends. As long as the unconscious is not made conscious, it will control your life and you will call it destiny. Carl Gustav Jung. Opinion piece. Final preview. Global decoupling. World is in turmoil. Change is beginning. Mixed messages clarified. Awareness is the purpose. From unconscious to conscious. Let's start. Countless fortune tellers believe they know on the internet what is about to happen. A lot of misinformation is being spread through so-called popular channels. The final breakthrough cannot occur until the vast majority has awakened and confronted injustice, according to Peter B. Mayer. This has just begun and there is no one to stop it, but it still has a way to go. The decision to break will be made outside our planet and will be applied if one or both conditions are met: the dismissal of the cabal or the mass protest of the crowd. This measure has been taken because no war will be tolerated. If mass protests continue, a breakthrough at the end of March would be a possibility. This would be the first big step towards liberation. Planet Earth is transforming into another world with an authentic reality gradually being rebuilt. Meyer believes that it is essential that humankind rise up en mass and head towards the light that is now visible at the end of the tunnel, and not deviate from its course. Although it may seem like there is no way out of our current situation in which dark powers seem to have control, the reality is very different. The battle for planet Earth is definitely lost, and we have won. The energy for the final step in advancement is now building with people's protest against the governments. On a day that no one can predict, completely unexpected, the full extent of all illusions will come to light and be seen by the masses. Trust your common sense and do your own research. Awareness. The purpose of life is consciousness. The mission of the dark side is to allow the few to exploit the many. The debt monetary system is a smart way to achieve this. The modern world of industry, commerce, and investment operates on a win-win program. Only the government continues to operate with prehistoric programming. That is, fleece the population as much as possible without rebelling. If Planet Earth introduces the new matrix system based on health, food, and happiness, many jobs will be created to restore and improve our world naturally. When people wake up, they realize that the purpose of life is different from what it has been until now. Be happy with your common sense and forget about evil. Some say that money buys happiness, but money only buys material things. True wealth comes from within. For example, by using real money, making real things, and providing services, which is the opposite of debt. This is how real money works: close transactions, accept payments, and settle the account. The house of cards collapses. More and more people see the strings that guide the puppets of power. The awakened also now see how the puppeteers pull the strings and are no longer hidden in the shadows as before. Everything that comes to us is at the right time because there is a cosmic intelligence that directs the movements in the infinite universe. Economy. Peter Schiff believes that we are on the brink of a catastrophe. Jamie Dimon believes that is the most predictable crisis in history. Cold War. US against Europe during the disappearance of Bretton Woods. Globalization generated economic growth, but also inequality in most countries. The economies of the US, China, and Europe are distancing themselves. Global decoupling is moving the markets. Each week brings a new twist to the decoupling story as the global economy gets a little more local. These economies are moving away, and this trend is affecting world markets. This distancing has also been observed between the EU and China. The economic decoupling between these world powers is being driven by geopolitical tensions and rivalries, which impacts the flow of trade and investment. Europe. EU farmers rise up against climate worship. Dutch fishermen join the protesters of European farmers. Davos considers Trump and Putin a threat. Europe continues to import Russian oil despite the sanctions it imposed on itself. Russia warns Germany that it will defend its interests against the possible expropriation of companies. Ursula von der Leyen even accuses Russia of meteorological change. Boris Johnson collapses after being exposed for sabotaging the peace deal with Ukraine. 7 European countries continue to use national currencies and not the euro: Bulgaria, Denmark, Hungary, Poland, Romania, Sweden, and the Czech Republic. For its part, annual inflation in the 20 countries of the Eurozone increased to 2.9% in December 2023, compared to 2.4% in November. Europeans will be able to demand repairs, go to an independent service, or fix the devices themselves according to a new regulation. Spain. The Spanish Association of Civil Guards calls for the resignation of Minister Marlaska due to the death of 2 agents. The Spanish Transport Platform calls for an indefinite national strike. Americas. Investors have confidence in the Mexican market. Brazil breaks its dependence on foreign gas, reducing its imports to the lowest level in 20 years. Mama Antula becomes the first Argentine saint. Israel rescues 2 Argentine hostages after a raid in Rafah. Chileans are painting their roofs blue to protect themselves. A huge fireball burns in Hawaii as an object falls to Earth. It is believed that it could be a Chinese satellite called Object K. Curious. Chernobyl mutant wolves appear to be resistant to cancer. The sun emits a strong flare of the most intense kind. Unexpected impact of a solar storm. Solar wave hit the Earth's magnetic field on Sunday, February 11th, but did not trigger a geomagnetic storm. This may have been the delayed ejection of solar mass from an M4 class flare on February 6, which was previously thought to have missed Earth. Excuse me. Ukrainian solar researcher Valentina Zarkova reveals that from 2025 to the early 2050s, Earth will experience extreme cold weather, earthquakes, and exceptional volcanic eruptions. She points to 2030 as the year in which a very cold decade will begin that will produce food shortages. Something huge is happening to all of us, according to Nikki Hammett. The carbon in our body is being transformed through the magnetization of cosmic photons, changing from the normal structure of 6 neutrons, 6 protons, and 6 electrons, the number of the beast, to 166 configuration. That structure is known as the Metatron cube. It is not surprising that you physically feel the consequences of this change. Opinions. Candice Owens believes that the media helps start wars. Beware of philanthropists. Behind the Wealth Foundation, there is an agenda hidden. Val Thor says that Charlie Watt was a Freemason and that he was executed by the White Hats when he was evading arrest. Paul Craig Roberts believes that the belief system around the world has been destroyed. It happened since the 60s, when students started their singing. The golden rule is do unto others as you would have them do unto you. This is broken by globalization and when there are too many people in one place. Unconfirmed rumors. As we approach revelation and redemption, the truth remains elusive, accessible only to those within inside knowledge. The currency of information is as volatile as that of money. It reports removals, half-truths, and partial revelations, creating a tapestry of intrigue. The promise of financial liberation for the masses hangs in the balance to activate a new equitable system. Stridences. Puffner said, there is a stridency at work. Whistleblowers, debunkers, thieves, saints, and bankers, and all within the framework of the enormous matrix behind which they live their lives. What do you want to know about? What do you want to hear besides how you want to handle your own story and your own life? Do you know who you are? Do you know what is going on? Or do you see beyond the verbiage or distractions and distractions? If not, what will you do? Many distractions are afoot. Back up and dig. Use your critical thinking skills and discover different answers than those given by the cathode ray tube. Stop being a puppet for the puppets. The change is beginning. It is small and it is firm, so it will gain momentum and come out shifting and rolling over anything that gets in its way. You won't see it as it's happening, but it's on the way now. Banknote manufacturers are being caught under the table. Some of them apply to this breakup. It is not easy to separate the issues or who is invested in promoting the objectives and results. So move forward, do your job, stay focused, do good with good gossip, and don't support those who want to divide and conquer. There are rumors of war that won't go that far, although they will get shut down before the bigger picture become, becomes clear. Yes, we hear you out loud. Your patience is thin, and your needs are becoming more acute. We see and know how you feel. Just trust that you are using the energy put in place the best you can for now. Stay tuned. This too shall pass. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.